More Americans are watching their weight. Many are on reduced fat diets, yet the demands of everyday life prevent most of us from strictly keeping to our weight management goals, especially when it comes to fatty foods we sometimes consume. Luckily, there's naturally sourced stimulant-free supplement to help eliminate fat from foods called calories. Taken with meals containing fats, clinically tested calories binds with the fat from food and reduces up to 500 calories a day. Calories can give you the edge in managing your weight. Calories helps maintain healthy cholesterol and triglyceride levels as well. Calories needs no prescription and is available at your local GNC, Walgreens, and soon CVS store or online at calories.com. That's CALOREASE.com. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Blog Talk Radio. Writing your book is the easy part. Promoting your book so readers can find and purchase it is the hard part. Welcome to the Author Chat Show, hosted by author-publisher Lynda D. Brown. Follow us at www.facebook.com/authorchat. And to contact the show to promote your book, contact me at theauthorchatshow@gmail.com. Stay tuned and listen to today's show.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Author Chat Show. I'm your host, Lynda D. Brown. My guest today is author Stephanie J Teer. She will be discussing her new book, I Am Cheetah, The Gift. We will be right back to chat with Stephanie about her book after a word from today's sponsor. The Author Chat Show is sponsored this month by author Nathalie M. Vasquez. The title of his book is The Semantics of SEO, The Searcher's Intent, the Basic Edition. You can download a copy of this book on Amazon Kindle for $2.99. All right, welcome back to the show. For those of you just tuning in, today's guest is author Stephanie J Teer. This is her first time on the show, and we will be discussing her new book, I Am Cheetah, The Gift. Stephanie, welcome to the Author Chat Show.
Thank you, Lynda. I'm so glad to be here.
We're glad to have you on the show, Stephanie. Your book is very, very interesting, and I can't wait to dive into it so that our listeners can find out just how great this book is. Before we get started discussing the book, let's talk a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your professional background and a little bit about yourself, please.
Sure. I've actually had a few careers not in writing. Back in the 80s, I worked for IBM, and at that point I decided to go to work in a university career center where I mentored a lot of college students, trying to find what inspired them and getting them into their careers. Motherhood came along, and I decided to raise both my boys. But writing has always been a passion. I've been writing since I was a young girl, and so throughout, I always dabbled in writing and did certain things for me and things like that. But it wasn't until my son got a little bit older and fell in love with wild animals that I decided I was going to create this book, especially for him.
Exactly. The title of the book is I Am Cheetah, The Gift. Tell us how you came up with the title for that book, Stephanie.
Well, it's really funny because the title was just supposed to be The Gift. There's a gift of magic that these children discover within the book. The cheetah is was such a powerful animal in terms of my son's ability to learn language. My son had a speech delay when he was younger, and as he got older, language, and he was more of a struggling reader, and so I was really searching to try to find things that really interested him, and read just about everything you can find nonfiction on a cheetah. I probably know way too much about cheetahs than most people do. But I love fiction, and I love books, and books are my best friend next to my hand, as I always tell him. And I wanted my son to experience his beloved animal and a fictional story. And so I just remember looking at the mirror one day, and I said, "I am Cheetah. I'm a writer, and I'm a cheetah." And so we went that way. That's where the title came from.
That is awesome. Now, you call it the Wild Animal Kids series, and I think the Wild Animal Kids Club, actually, and I think that's very exciting. I think I mentioned to you while we were setting up the interview, I was a huge fan, and just to show my age a little bit, of this show called The Wild Kingdom. Do you remember that show?
I remember that show. I'm showing my age, too. I remember that show.
Great. Okay, so tell us about the Wild Animal Kids Club. What is it that? Tell us about why you created that, and what can people do with that? The Wild Animal Kids Club.
Well, the Wild Animal Kids Club is about a group of kids that are just almost as crazy excited about wild animals as my son is. And what they do, and it all happens in a park setting. Sometimes I have seen that kids sometimes it takes, as they get a little bit older, 8, 9, 10, 11, they love wild animals, but they're not sure if that's the coolest thing to do. And so they really have to confront that challenge in this book. There's so many great things out there that kids do, but some of these kids it's in their heart. It's part of who they are. Like I tell people, the cheetah chose my son. There's no other and a lot of animals choose people, I think, as you look at these wildlife people that are out there making such a big difference. So these kids formed their club to really learn about endangered animals. My whole goal was to create some animal conservation awareness, but in a fun format. So they're learning about endangered animals. There's a magical part of the story. There's a little bit of fantasy in it. And so they learn about them in a way that they never dreamed of. And it makes it fun. There's some humor. But really, they are there to stand up for themselves as wild animal lovers and to protect them and find ways to do that and to learn as much as they can. And I'm hoping as I'm educating my characters in the book, my kids themselves that are readers are getting educated about the plight of all of our endangered animals.
Absolutely, and that is definitely something that not only the children need to be concerned about, but adults as well. So I commend you for making sure that you have that information in your book. Now, what's interesting to me with your book is that you actually have a bully in the book that's actually a female. Any particular reason why you went outside the box with that, as opposed to having a young male?
That is interesting, and that's kind of where I went. This bully's very athletic. She is a she's a captain, and she feels that anybody that loves animals are a bunch of geeks. And so I think I went there because the girl in the club who's going to have to deal with her needed to go up against someone like that to say, we're both pretty strong females. You like something and I don't like something. And it was really kind of the issue between the two female characters' book. But I also wanted to show that, as readers read the books, bullies aren't born. And there is a reason why this bully's doing what she's doing. And it's going to take some compassion and some understanding of kids as they learn to stand up for themselves to really understand what it's all about. And so whether you love athletics or whether you love animals, every child, whatever your gift is, that's your magic. You are special regardless of what it is that you're interested in and what your passion is.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Stephanie, what age group do you recommend this book for?
The ages that are recommended and the readers that have emailed me, they range from 7 to 11, but it's really a second, third, fourth grade book. As I say that, I have fifth graders that are asking me to come speak to their classrooms. So it's kind of it's a little bit of a chapter book. My kids grew up with the Magic Treehouse series. It's a little bit. It's the next level above, and so it's got a little content. I use 3 different types of illustrations. Someone said, as new writers, sometimes we look for ideas of what we're supposed to do and said, no, you only use one type of illustration. Well, that didn't really work for me. You'll see realistic pictures of animals. You'll see beautiful sketches of the cheetahs themselves, and then just other artwork in there. I had a lot of, my son had some pretty detailed demands on how this book was going to look. They couldn't look cartoony. The animals couldn't talk. So I kind of had some orders as I was because this really was for him, and it kind of turned out to be an older book. But yet it's something that a younger reader can carry around regardless of where their reading ability is, that they feel, when you look at the cover of I Am Cheetah and you see this cheetah coming out of this magic portal, it's something that's fun to carry. And as my son says, it looks pretty awesome. So we're really thrilled with the cover.
The cover is great. The illustrations are really great. The storyline is wonderful. Tell us now, did you self-publish this, or did you go through a traditional publisher or indie publisher?
No, I am self-publishing the series. We are actually, our family's we are starting our Graphic Brains Press is our company, and we are actually putting together other series for either struggling readers or readers that need higher content of graphic to really get them to fall back in love with reading. And we knew we wanted to hit this wild animal market, so this is our flagship series.
I think it's a wonderful market because it's a great way to get young boys to read. I'm blessed like you. My 7-year-old, well, soon to be 7-year-old grandson, he loves to read. He actually reads at a 5th grade level, which is kind of shows you. Yeah, he's sort of like me and his dad. I mean, I was like you, an avid reader when I was a child, and it also just kind of spawned my writing as well. Now, you also have this book available in the Kindle edition. That's currently $5.99, and the paperback edition is currently $12.09 on Amazon. So tell me, Stephanie, before we go, we're down to about 4 minutes, how are you promoting your books? Are you using some of the mommy blogs that are out there?
We are just starting. The book was came out in October, and so the social media stuff, we are just starting to build our platform there. We're doing right now some physical promotions. We're doing book drop tours where we go to classrooms. I do a 20-minute cheetah chat, and we donate some books to each of the classroom teachers. We're working with wild animal sanctuaries because these books do, some of the proceeds do go to the Cheetah Conservation Fund in Namibia. So we've met with some of the wild conservationists and just are trying to get hooked up with them as well. But we've got a ways to go. We're just starting the path.
Oh, sure. And this is one of the reasons why I started the show. Because I also self-published, and when my first book came out in 2010, I had logged on to a lot of the social media sites and the groups for authors, and the number one question was, okay, now I've got this book. What in the world do I do with it? I think when we get so excited about writing the book that once the book is done, it's like, okay, so how do I get this into the hands of buyers? So I think that's really important. I think that's great that you're using. Go ahead, sweetie.
No, and I love that you're doing this because for us as new authors, it gives us a wonderful way to practice what we need to say and how we support our books, because most of these books, especially the self-published ones, I know, they're really written from your heart and you have a strong message to put out there. So I really appreciate what you do.
Oh, well, thank you. God gave me this idea. I bounced it off of when I used to sell real estate. I started a real estate show to kind of market what I was doing, and I thought this would be a great platform once he reminded me that I had did that 20 years ago. I think it's awesome. Now, let me ask you this. Your local libraries, have you had a chance to get the book in your local library?
We've put it out there. They're reviewing them. So we're hoping to get them out there. We have them in local small bookstores, and I'm a Texan girl, and so I'm from Lubbock, Texas, and so they are in the school that I went to when I was in elementary. So I was pretty proud of that.
Excellent, excellent. One way to get your foot in the door or your book in the door at libraries is to offer to do a free program. And you have a wonderful platform because there's so many people concerned about endangered animals, and I would suggest connecting, maybe doing something with the conservation people that you're working with to see if you guys can do a program at your local library.
Well, we do have a wonderful sanctuary here, we're in Reno, Nevada, so we're trying to coordinate that as well too. But yeah, thank you. No, those are great ideas.
Absolutely.
It's constant, but we're really trying to get the word out. So we want to educate the younger people to fall in love with these animals early in life, and so that we'll continue to have them. And hopefully they'll want to be part of that.
Absolutely. Well, again, you guys did a great job with the cover. The inside of the book, for those that are listening, absolutely. Make sure you go to Amazon and click on that look inside. She did a great job by putting some sample information in there where you can read the book. You guys did a great job. I wish you all the best, and believe it or not, our time is up for today. Is there any last words you'd like to leave with our listening audience?
The only thing that is to have, in my book, I try to teach my kids to believe in themselves, and I think as adults we need to do that as well, and that's what I think will take us to where we will live our dreams.
Absolutely. Wow. That's a great way to end the show. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming on and sharing your book with us. Again, it's I Am Cheetah, The Gift. It is available on Amazon in both the paperback and the Kindle. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lynda.
When you do this, sure. With your next book, are you guys working on a new book?
We are. I Am Wolf, book 2 is going to be released in June 2015.
Great. Make sure you contact me so we can get you back on the show.
I will do. Okay, will do, Lynda. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day, sweetie. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Again, the title of the book is I Am Cheetah, The Gift. The author is Stephanie J Teer, and that's spelled Teer, double E's in there. And again, it's a great book. The Kindle price of the book is $5.99, and the paperback is $12.09. And like she said, this is a great book for those aged 7 to 11. So if you're into your animal conservation or just you want to make sure that you, and again, some of these proceeds, like she mentioned, are going to be, some of the proceeds from the books will go to animal conservation where she's located. So find her on Amazon and make sure you purchase a copy of the book. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show, and we'll be right back here Saturday afternoon for another episode of the Author Chat Show. Take care. Bye-bye.